welcome back. Nothing is impossible.
That's right.
I just love Brother Barefoot's praise. And we got some praise going on this evening as we examine those elements that make for the peace and tranquility of the Bahamas.
Yes.
The Constitution talks about a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, unity, Christian values,
and abiding respect
for the rule of law.
Amen. Praise
We've been
Lord.
seeing some real disturbances in the rule of law.
Yes.
I see some real failures in Christian values.
That's correct.
Self-discipline.
Yes.
Unity.
Yes, we need that self-discipline.
But we got some callers on the line, and callers, you're welcome. You know the drill. The numbers to call 325-5403, 325-5404, 325-5405, or if you're in the family of islands, 1-242-300-8255. And without trying to hurt anyone's feelings, I think we would have learned from grade school, from high school even. We know who are the leaders of a class or who are the leaders of the sports group.
Yes.
And we know who's not.
Exactly.
So if you know you're not a leader, if you know you don't even like people and people don't like you, why would you come to foist yourself on the Bahamian people's business?
And therefore,
cause a whole uproar, cause a whole disturbance.
Yes.
Could say in the Star Wars movie, in the Force.
Yes.
I mean, a major disturbance. I mean, there would be a historical change, like immediately.
Yes.
If people don't understand, no, this is not your role.
That's
this
right.
is not your.
You just don't fit in. Period. That's it.
No, but the thing is, you all about making a fortune. Ain't
That's
nobody
right. That is
getting
correct.
in your business.
Nobody getting in that business.
Now you want to come and foist yourself on to, and just insist.
Right.
Well, boy, we have a special move for that. But Ricardo, line two. But Ricardo, how you doing this evening?
And thank you, Lady Russell. I have a question for your guest.
Yes, sir.
He was just talking about what was unconstitutional constituency-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if the leader of the opposition or the leader of the Free National Movement can choose a member to send into my constituency, even though I want to choose somebody else along with the whole slate.
That's an excellent question. I'm happy that you asked me that, and I'm going to answer it this way. When you look at Article 24.1, the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas gives the people the right to protect their own interests.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have 51% or more of the people in a given constituency agreeing on a particular individual or person.
Understood.
To be their representative in the House of Assembly. And you have to take this very, very seriously. The Constitution in Article 24 also provides for political parties.
Okay.
You may be a member of a political party, but that doesn't qualify you to vote in a general election or a by-election or a referendum or any other type of event where registered voters
I see.
on the current register to be able to participate. For example, you could be working for Batelco and at the same time he's a member of the Catholic Church. Same person. You see what I'm saying? So you can be a member of a political party or even a follower of that political party. You do not and you cannot vote because that doesn't qualify you to vote.
I see.
So what has to happen is the constituents, and me and Lady Russell were discussing this, the constituents in a given constituency, since it has been proven, all you have to do is look at the record of 52 years of experience in this country, from majority rule right up to now, and ask yourself, are you satisfied with the way political organizations have been handling your business in a given constituency? And then the people have to make a determination. If they agree, 51% or more of them agree that, listen, man, we need to make some changes. Then you need to get busy and start making those changes.
But Ricardo, I was in Fort Charlotte, and the last time, right? I start one piece of rowing, but I forgot how much the amount was you had to pay to run. It was $400 or $500.
Yeah, it was 400.
Yes.
And I look at it and I say, I really don't have enough to play crazy. And so I just gone down the road rowing.
Lady whatever happened to that constituency meeting and voting of officers in Pine Ridge?
In Grand Bahama?
Yes, ma'am.
I have no idea. But let me tell you about the undemocratic practices of the Bahamian people. So I was in Fort Charlotte. So I said, well, let me go by the Fort Charlotte office and become a member, and I'll take some of my neighbors in here, and we can get this thing straight. Right. Guess what the lady, I was in the wheelchair, so I had to send my assistant. Yeah. The lady told my assistant, we have no application. So I sent her back. I said, find out when they can have some. The lady said, we know. So now, my other option would have been to buy a 1/4 page ad in the Tribune and the Nassau Guardian to inform the Bahamian people that something has gone wrong in these organizations.
Seriously,
but I opted to go to the grocery store and buy my food and just row in my car. Because what we're seeing is what is wrong. Now, how do we correct it?
Good question.
So true.
Yeah, what you say about Grand Bahama, I have an odd feeling it's one of our undemocratic displays.
Yes, it
now,
is.
how do you correct it?
Good question.
Are the people involved willing to go by the ad, stand outside with their sign, row, insist, reorganize, insist?
Yes.
Because if we don't insist on the standards that brought us to nationhood, if we don't insist that those standards are maintained, we'll all have to leave here.
That's right.
That's correct.
So true.
So we cannot allow people to bring their own idea of democracy.
Yes. That is correct.
When they know they come from Three Peas Corner by the old bar with the bucket of blood. you have to say, no. We're not using bucket of blood tactics this week.
No.
Not ever. Yes. These are the standards for 200, 300 years. This is what we have been doing here.
Yes.
These are the standards for a governor general. These are the results of a democratic poll where 50 plus 1% of Pine Ridge agreed on this.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, ain't nobody send no message and everything get broke up and bust up. That's not a democracy.
That's not democracy.
No, it's not.
Right.
Before the election or during the election, you speak about a calling of the MPs back if you don't want them, and a 2-year term and all that type of stuff. But that I'm not hearing nothing about that now.
Well, where are the people who agreed at the time to that particular operation? Where are those people?
Good question.
They're sitting right there in their brand new suits and still being young, and as if they don't have a voice, because you hardly hear from them.
You see that?
Even when there's a debate.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So that has been the problem.
It's a serious problem.
Since we have attained majority rule.
That is correct.
Which rules are we going to enforce?
Yes.
The democratic principles that brought us and distinguished us from our neighbors. We don't have machete justice in the
No,
Bahamas.
we don't.
But all us have a cutlass.
They sure do.
That's right.
So we could descend. We have chosen not to go down that road.
Yes.
Oh, no, we're not. We're not.
So we just have to insist on the rest of the standard. I heard about an altercation over in the those people's business. I didn't read it clearly because I figure if it means as much to them as it ought, then they would fight to get it corrected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I never was a member of that group.
No.
Now, that's not to say that the group that I was a member of stellar and outstanding in their behavior either. I tell you, I look at my $400. I say, nah, I can't afford to risk it. But I knew that someone should have said something.
Yes.
No one said anything.
Today's Guardian, they spoke about the United Kingdom's Prime Minister, Theresa May. They said about why would a politician send themselves through such scrutiny? Because what's happening is that her own people is asking for her resignation because she can't get them out of Brexit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, well, it's politics, and probably it's the way to go. That's my impression now. I don't know if you should be torn down, pulled down, denied, and all that just to be politically correct.
I'm not sure if their issues can be resolved. There seems to be a tremendous lack of honesty. They agreed one thing, and then those who agreed don't seem to. The politicians that are in place don't seem to agree with the majority of the people, and that's going to be interesting.
But Lady Russell, have you ever thought this day would have ever dawned in Great Britain?
Yeah. The minute they started allowing people with all of those cultures that did not share British values, I knew that they would one day reach the ultimate confusion. I think they had a loony party, and one of the loony party candidates actually won. And so we are only unified by our shared values.
That's right.
That's why it's so important for us to hold up the standards that we agree upon, especially in our Bahamian context. In the British reality, there's a lot of lies that are coming to a head. First of all, all those people of color that moved there after the World War, they're now finding out that they're really not welcome.
Exactly.
I always knew it.
Nothing is concrete and written is to say that they are who they want to be.
Yeah, and so if you live in a place where everything you believed is really not true, boy, that's a problem.
A big one.
And so
you're in these people's country.
What I love about us, we have this Constitution, and they gave it to us. We could improve on it. We could become the Republic of the Bahamas.
Oh, true.
We could go further.
Be the glory.
We could decide we're going to share the wealth among us, just a few of us, and there's only a few of us.
Question. Last evening, wouldn't it have been really well like a topping of the cake with some whipped cream and a cherry if he had mentioned the word welfare fund?
Sovereign wealth?
Yeah.
I continue to pray for him,
Me too. Because he needs some positive, great advisors, Mm-hmm. And the Sovereign Wealth Fund will sound so great coming from his lips.
And to actually get it done.
Yeah.
We've heard it come from some politician lips before, and when we check, because but Amos right now,
it was something totally different.
It's a 0, 0, 0. So we would like him to come with a commitment to getting it done.
True.
If that happens, boy, I can tell you, legacy will be great.
Oh yeah.
People will be praying for you to keep living.
Oh yeah. Let's pray and wish him well.
Yes. Yeah.
And once again, Lady Russell, it's a joy talking to you.
Dad, thank you so much for sharing, Brother Ricardo. God bless you. Brother Amos.
Good night, everyone.
How much in our Sovereign Wealth Fund again?
$0. That's why he didn't mention it. It would have been embarrassing in a speech like that. With the greatest love and the greatest respect, I pay my respects to Almighty God, who's the head of my life, Bahamas. I will give you all a secret. Before I took to the airwaves with what I call my personal business that changed my life, I was considered a rich man in this country. Young man, I didn't know that. I didn't know the things I had with $850,000 property, $130,000 truck, and businesses on Paradise Island making money. That it was my idea. You know how they slow me down?
No.
I asked the government for a job over the years 48 years, they turned me down. I asked the hotels for a job. Over 48 years, they turned me down. I prayed. I gone on my knees, asked God to reveal himself to me so I can know he real. And he gave me an idea. He just actually brought it back to my memory. It is true. The Spirit does bring things back to your memory.
Yes.
In 1991, when they were cutting down all the pine trees, destroying natural nature of Paradise Island, the idea came to me from then. Do you know how far 2005 is from 1991? Because in 2005 was when I had to go against what I call a $3 billion establishment, a young man with had just a little, but nothing to compare with them. And you know what they did? Because I got a lawyer, and I didn't let them tell me all kind of foolishness. Strangers in my country tell me what I can't have, or I have to go get permission from strangers. Remember I told you all that? They wanted me to go to Atlantis, and I'm going to call their name, okay, to get permission. So I might as well go to Great Britain for permission, even though I'm independent. I might as well go to America. Listen to me. We ain't going nowhere. Let me give you all a little secret. Your government is already defeated. If the Bahamas government is defeated, that means Great Britain is defeated. That means Great Britain, number one ally in the West, America is defeated. I'm going to tell you all this once, and I'm gone. And if they, listen, ma'am, and I can stay humble. I'm going to stay humble. I'm going to stay, hello? I'm going to stay humble.
Why are we defeated?
Oh, I'll tell you how we already defeated them. Number one, we still have a preamble.
Oh, okay.
We still got Jesus, omnipotent Yeshua, as the head of our country, which is the sovereign.
Defeated the enemy. I hear you. Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, watch this now. Listen to this now. I told you what is our balance in the sovereign wealth fund?
0.
Okay. Sovereign, before you can get the wealth, you started with sovereign. The definition for sovereign is a supreme ruler. These people who have voted for these two-party system, who have destroyed us, killed and raped and murdered our families, our children, their time being up. Listen, one of the word definition for sovereign is dynast. The person who's going to lead your country is already leading by the word called dynamis.
Okay.
Move the first 3 letters in your name, and you leave with A-M-O-S. General Electric, America's second largest multinational corporation. What does that mean? And what does J.P. Morgan have to say about that? Who gave them their money to be what they is? But God is the light of this world, not General Electric, not the President of America, not Great Britain, and not PLP and F for them, and not Dr. Kevin King.
Okay. Boy, Dr. Kevin King must have said something very disturbing today.
Did, yeah.
We're going to take a break and be right back. But Ames is very upset.
Yeah,
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you.
Respect the sign. When vehicles without an accessible parking permit use a parking space designated for persons with disabilities, even for just a minute, that's 60 seconds too long. The abuse of accessible parking spaces is a daily frustration for persons with disabilities. It is inconsiderate, insensitive, and hinders persons with disabilities from effectively conducting business and actively participating in community life. Never park in a space reserved for people with disabilities unless you have a permit to do so. It is the right and respectful thing to do. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, a unit in the Ministry of Social Services